So here's a question. Do you know how to use Wikipedia to do SEO? Well, I'm sure there are few people who would say, yes, we created a Wikipedia page for a business and we've created a Wikipedia page for a product. But that's not using Wikipedia well enough. I mean, fine, I'm okay with creating pages, but it does not mean that you're on the way to ranking. I'll talk about this in a separate video why Wikipedia pages are probably not gonna do much SEO good for you, because in my testing it doesn't always work as well, and there's a reason why that's the case. But I'll go into this video. I'll talk about how to use Wikipedia to your advantage. Even if you're an existing business that you want and you have a website that you want to rank, or if you are starting a new website, the Wikipedia would probably be the first place you go to do your research. And I'll show you what exactly I'm looking at when I'm doing this research. And this could be any part of your workflow. It can be the first part, the second part, the third part, whatever part you want it to be. But it's a big part, and it should be a big part of your research before you go ahead and start ranking your website. Not many SEOs do this. It's unfortunate, but it should be done. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm here in Wikipedia, and I'll go ahead and let's do project management. Okay, so I'm trying to find information related to project management. The Wikipedia page opens, it shows me the Wikipedia page for project management. So what I usually do is I would scroll to the table of contents, and this right here is an immensely important resource for someone like me who is perhaps going to do some SEO for my own website or for a client website, and I'm trying to rank. Now, it starts with history, and we've got history, we've got project management types, but here's the real meat here's the real crux, really, of the entire article, and this is approaches of project management. And here are all the subtopics that's covered. I'll be interested in knowing, for instance, that approaches of project management is a very important topic. And so I can have a page about approaches of project management, and then I can have these mini pages for benefits, critical path method, and I can have this link to all of these pages right here. Then I can have a separate, I can have a major page for process groups, and then I can have mini pages if there's enough information though, but I can always create a skyscraper article for process groups, and then I can have mini satellite articles for all of these right here. And this is, I can just link to them, and then I can link to each other, refer to my to my linking strategy in one of my previous videos. I'll try to put a link to it in this video, but this is how I would do it. And then right off the bat, apart from the structure, it also tells me there are quite a few important topics. So my client would probably be interested in a blog post about benefits realization management, and this can then be linked to their service. They'd also be interested in process-based management, and this can be a 1,000-word blog post, and this can then link up to one of their service pages. And I can go on, and then there's a lot of data here, and then there's history. History might probably not be a big part of the content that I'm publishing for my client, so I'll probably not be using this, but it's interesting to know the history, especially if you're trying to study for the client's website. You've got project management types, so I already went over that. And you've got project life cycle. So project life cycle is a very important part of project management, and this is something that can also be discussed and talked about on the blog. And so there's a whole bunch of content here, but there's also a third layer of content that many people in the SEO industry also miss, and that's right at the bottom of the page. So if you scroll right down, you've got this bunch of external links. Primarily, this is also within Wikipedia, and this is also related subjects. So if you want to build yourself as an authority, you would be interested in quite a few of these related topics. Now, they're not all directly related to maybe your client or what you're trying to cover. But for instance, you've got software project management. So this is something that can be covered in a skyscraper article to build authority. You can have also project management workforce as a separate article. And this can be covered in, this can be covered as a skyscraper article. And the same goes for these are related fields, and you can cover related fields. You've also got related subjects. And the other thing is the references. Now, most people don't do references, and I would probably be one of them. But it's important to see where this information is coming from, and then you could go right to the source. And so, for instance, if I were reading the ISO standards, I would like to know where this came from. And this information is here. If I click here, it'll take me to ISO 9000. So maybe this would be something that I would have to cover on the website to establish myself as an authority. And this goes primarily into my content map, which I originally started building for my clients. And I might talk about how to build a content map. But for now, I mean, this is how I use Wikipedia. I'll just go over all of this information and try to find related keywords and also try to find related topics. And there's a lot of data in here to sift through. So as you can see, this is one of the fastest ways to do keyword research. And for many people, I would say this is not only keyword research, but this is topical research. And topical research is more important than keyword research. I'll talk about topical research in another video. But think about topical research as being keyword research 3.0. So a lot of the work that I do is based on topical research and very less on keyword research. But keyword research is still a very big part of SEO. Wikipedia will, as you can see, give you quite a few pieces of information that you can then use to start ranking websites. Now guys, if you have a question, leave a comment below. Also, I do SEO for a living. If you have a website, know someone who needs SEO, ask them to fill the form up. I've put the link in the description, and I'll get back to them with a quote. I'll also do an audit of the website to tell them what's going wrong. And obviously, you guys already know I know how to rank websites. Been doing it for the past 14 years. I'll see you guys in the next video.